Hello and welcome to Sharks this year. My name is Charlie. I am the age group leader of Sharks, and this year I have Maggie, Adam, and Bryn with me, and we've got an action-packed week lined up for you, which will consist of these pre-recorded sessions and 3 live Zoom sessions, which we're really excited about and spending some time with you. And what we're going to be finding out in the next couple of days is all about God and more about Him and more about the world that we live in, which is really exciting. Each of these pre-recorded sessions will feature a Bible passage, a talk, an activity, and a different way to pray. So we hope that you'll really enjoy what we have in store for you. So let's get going.
Hello Sharks! So today we are doing make your own free cycle advert. For this you will need yourself, some recording equipment, we've got a camera, a friend,
hi,
we've got Megan, and an obscure object from around the house. We're going to use the wings. So how this works is once you've procured your obscure item, you're going to think of a scenario in which it's useful, and then with the character make up a situation in which that item would be useful. So for the weight we'll use getting fit, or you could use like a chair, like have like a piece of furniture, and then one person will act it and the other one person will do the voiceover, and then most importantly finish with a witty retort. So we're going to do ours now.
When Bryn needed to get into shape for his dating profile, he got some weights off of sharksale.net. Oh well, Bryn, maybe you'll get rich.
The Lord appeared to Solomon at Gibeon. He spoke to him in a dream during the night. God said, "Ask for anything you want me to give you." Solomon answered, "You have been very kind to my father David, your servant. That's because he was faithful to you. He did what was right, his heart was honest, and you have continued to be very kind to him. You have given him a son to sit on the throne this very day. Lord, my God, you have now made me king. You have put me in place of my father David. But I am only a little child. I don't know how to carry out my duties. I'm here among people you have chosen. They are a great nation. They are more than anyone can count. So give me a heart that understands. Then I can rule over your people. I can tell the difference between what is right and what is wrong. Who can possibly rule over this great nation of yours?" The Lord was pleased that Solomon had asked for that. So God said to him, "You have not asked to live for a long time. You have not asked to be wealthy. You have not even asked to have your enemies killed. Instead, you have asked for understanding. You want to do what is right and fair when you judge people. Because that is what you have asked for, I will give it to you. I will give you a wise and understanding heart. So here is what will be true of you. There has never been anyone like you, and there never will be. And that is not all. I will give you what you have not asked for. I will give you riches and honor. As long as you live, no other king will be as great as you are. Live the way I want you to. Obey my laws and commands, just as your father David did. Then I will let you live for a long time." Solomon woke up. He realized he had been dreaming. He returned to Jerusalem. He stood in front of the Ark of the Lord's covenant. He sacrificed burnt offerings and friendship offerings. Then he gave a big dinner for all of his officials.
I wonder if you've ever seen the Disney film Aladdin. In the film, he finds a lamp, and the genie inside the lamp promises to grant him many, many wishes that can be fulfilled. Aladdin's wishes in that film included getting out of the cave that he'd been trapped inside, saving himself from drowning in a lake, and his main wish is to impress the girl that he likes called Jasmine by being a prince. He also then goes on to release the genie at the end of the film. All of his wishes focus entirely on himself. Now, I want you to think, if you had one wish, what would your wish be? So just take a moment now to either write it down or put it on your phone and see what you come up with. So what was the wish that you thought of? Was it about something to improve you and your life? Or did you wish for other people, maybe for happiness for other people, or to an end to this strange world we're currently in with lockdown? Well, we're going to see somebody who was given one very simple question. Ask for whatever you want me to give you. And we're going to see what his response was. So Solomon was a king of Israel, and he was the son of King David, who killed Goliath with a slingshot and the rock. Now, God asked him that very question, and Solomon answered, "Give your servant a discerning heart to govern your people and decide between right and wrong. For who is able to govern this great people of yours?" So what does that tell us about Solomon? Well, it tells us that he didn't ask for wealth or for power or for long life or to destroy. It sounds like a really strange request to ask for. But Solomon wants to know what is right and wrong in God's eyes. Now, in some situations, it can be really easy to know what is the right and wrong thing to do. At this current moment in time, we know that it is right to stay indoors and to save lives. And so, as a result of that, we wouldn't go outside to other people's houses without taking the right precautions, because that would be the wrong thing to do. It would put people at risk. But Solomon is asking for something so much bigger than that. He is asking for wisdom. This means to know more about God and more about what God's purpose and will is for the world. God created the world, and Solomon wants to have a better understanding of it. This is a really, really big request, and we see that God is pleased with that request and delights in Solomon asking for this. Now, you might be sat there thinking, well, that's great that God made that promise to Solomon, and I wish that I could have a promise like that. But God makes that promise to you. He offers you the same promise. In the book of James, chapter 1, verse 5, it says, "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who will give it generously to you, without finding fault, and it will be given to you." This shows that we have God's wisdom clearly laid out for us in God's word, and that's the Bible. The choice is quite clear. You can seek after wisdom from God, like Solomon did, which is found in the Bible and in following Jesus, which is so vast beyond our understanding. And you can understand more about him and the world that he has created, that you are a part of. Or, like Aladdin, you can choose to pursue earthly wisdom, which is only temporary and never truly fulfills what you need. God has created the whole world, and he wants you to be with him forever and to walk closely with him. So which path are you going to choose? So there will be some questions on the screen in a moment for you to have a think about, chat to each other about. We've got the Facebook page, so do get in touch with us on there and discuss those questions with one another.
So, hello, sharks. You should have heard the story about Solomon and how, when he had a dream, he asked God for wisdom as his gift. So we're going to do a prayer activity now, which hopefully will remind you of the story and hopefully helps you connect with God. So I want you to find a comfy space. Now I've found the sofa here, but you could even do this at night time when you come into bed, or if there's a comfy spot that you like to lay on the floor, you can do that. And so we're going to find the right space. And just to remind us, when we pray, finding the right space is important. Being in the right place, having your mind in the right place is important. And so that's the first thing. So being right before God, it's often quite a good time to reflect about the day or how things are going. And if there's anything that you need to say sorry to God or speak to God first, do that. Get your mind in the right place. He's King. He loves us. We get things wrong, and we need him. So if you need to pray and ask for forgiveness for something, be a great time to start at the beginning of the prayer time. Next, get something comfy. God is with us, and so we can wrap the duvet or the blanket up next to us, and just remember the closeness of God. So, and he loves us and embraces us, so you can wrap it round nice and tight. And next, there's things that pull us away from God and distract us. So when we go to sleep, we turn off the light, don't have the distractions, and also might even shut our eyes. And definitely, probably a good idea while praying to turn off your phone or put it away from you. Don't do that yet if you're using your phone to watch this. And I can't do that yet because I'm using my phone to record it. So I'm going to close my eyes. So, God, sorry for the wrong things I've done. Thank you that you're close with me. Help me to focus on you. And then, if you remember in the story, Solomon, he prayed. He didn't even pray. He had an experience with God through his dream. So, with our eyes shut, with our focus gone, with God close by us in the right place, speak to God. Ask God if there's things that you need, if there's things that you need help with, if there's people you know who need help. Pray and pray those things. And maybe one of my favourite things to do is stretch. Maybe end with a stretch. And stretching, it's a nice feeling of just pulling on the muscles and just maybe stretch with an amen, with a let it sink in, let this be so. Amen. So there we go. There's a prayer inspired by Solomon, where we get to lie down and be sleepy, but engage with God. Okay, hopefully you can try that, and every evening you can try that, and have that as a routine before going to bed. Okay, take care. Night.
Thank you for joining us for today's session. We've got sessions on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, which are these pre-recorded sessions. We've also got our Zoom session Tuesday at 7 and Thursday at 7 and 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon. Please make sure you are registered to come to those sessions. Those are for anyone aged between 14 and 18. Thanks for joining us. See you tomorrow.